So today we're rebuilding the Brewers, and as a Cubs fan, I hate to say it, they're a well-run organization. They could potentially have a little bit of a setback this offseason, losing David Stearns to the Mets, and also could potentially lose Craig Counsell. We'll have to wait and see what happens. It's also been announced Brandon Woodruff is out for the year with injury, and also his contract is expiring at the end of this upcoming season. Same thing with Corbin Burns. He's a free agent soon. But at the same time, the Brewers just find a way to put together a good lineup no matter what. They find these diamonds in the rough. They have good prospects. They have like the best catcher development system in the league. Foolish Baseball made a video about it. Go check it out. But like I said, the Brewers are just a well-run organization, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do in the future because they're one of the only remaining teams without a World Series. So you know what? I'm going to come in and I'm going to finally win them a World Series. Before we get any further into the video, don't forget to check out Underdog Fantasy for your daily fantasy sports. Game 7 of the Astros versus the Rangers is tonight, and this series has been electric. So you know what? Here's my pick'em entry for tonight. There's also Monday Night Football, so you can make a pick'em entry for that game. And also the NBA season is right around the corner, so you can go check those out as well. Underdog is currently matching your first deposit up to $500, so if that sounds good to you, click the link in the description below or use code ANT when signing up. All right, so for this, I'm looking at this team going, you know what? The Brewers, they've got a squad. Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, I feel like is one of the more underrated pitchers in the league. And then I feel like towards the back half of the rotation, we know there's some questions for sure, but I feel like I said, the Brewers just find a way to replace players or have players ready no matter what. They make good, sensible trades, and I feel like just the moves that they make, they're nothing flashy, they're nothing crazy, but they always work for them. They're just a good squad. Abner Uribe came up. He looks like he's going to be another really good reliever for the Brewers. Obviously, Devin Williams as well. And then when you look at the lineup, you know, they brought in Marcana, he's just one of those guys who's not just a good clubhouse guy, but he's just a solid player. He's never going to like blow you away, but he's a good pickup, right? Victor Caratini, William Contreras became a very good catcher this year. And of course, like I said, the Brewers just develop good catching. And the young talent of Weimer, Mitchell, Sal Frelick, or is it Frelick? You've got Bryce Terang. Who's the other guy that they have? Middle infielder. What's his name? Tyler Black is supposed to be coming up fairly soon. So again, they have young talent. And of course, can't forget the guy that everyone's talking about, Jackson Chourio. The guy looks like an absolute freak. Super young. It'll be interesting to see when the Brewers are ready to get him involved. And I know they do have a couple pitching prospects as well. But I think this team's just a good run organization, and I hate saying that as a Cub, but they just do things right. You know, they get it right a lot of the time, and it just seems like they get it right. They're a good team, but they just lack that little bit more to get to the World Series. So it'll be interesting to see how things start to progress with the squad. But looking at them moving forward, I'm going, we have Yelich here. Obviously, you got Sal, you got Weimer, you got Mitchell. I feel like they kind of need maybe another outfield bat, right? Because like Weimer, he's good against lefties. Mitchell, good against righties. Sal, good against righties. You've got Tyrone Taylor and Marcana as well. But I don't know. I feel like we could maybe add someone in the outfield. And it's mostly because I'm worried about Marcana regressing a little bit. Tyrone Taylor maybe not performing at the plate. And like, the thing is, we have a lot of lefties as well. So like, I was thinking Kevin Kiermaier just sounds like he would be a Milwaukee Brewer. Good center field, defense, just hits okay. You know, like he gets the job done. He's from the Midwest. I feel like, you know, let's go to the Brewers, but I don't really need another lefty. So someone maybe like a Michael A. Taylor, a Harrison Bader, a Randall Grichuk, I could all see them being Brewers. I don't know why. I just see it happening. Something about it. They just kind of feel like a pickup that the Brewers would do. Give them around like 7, 8, 9 mil, and they just do really well this upcoming season. So I'm kind of targeting them also because they hit lefties pretty well, and I feel like I need that bat in the lineup. Infield wise, you can kind of see I've already got a couple offers out there on the table, but infield wise, I feel like we're good. We got Bryce Terang, we've got Owen Miller, Rowdy Tellez, Willie Adames. Marcana could technically play the corners if we really needed to. I've already mentioned the third baseman, Tyler Black. I keep wanting to say Andrew Black, but that's not right. It's Tyler Black. He'll be up fairly soon. You know, I know Monasterio had a little bit of time in the majors this year. So we'll see what we can do with the squad. And then pitching wise, I am going to use Brandon Woodruff for this upcoming season. Just because if I don't use him, I'm afraid he's going to start to regress, which I guess would, you're kind of expecting some sort of regression with him in real life, just because he is 30, he's coming off a shoulder injury. There's going to be some sort of setback a little bit, right? So okay, maybe I'll sit him out this upcoming season to see how we can do as a squad. So that might mean I need to sign a starting pitcher. Who would the Brewers target? Maybe someone like an Alex Wood, something like that. Who else? Maybe like Michael Wacha, Giolito. Like I don't really know who, because I don't really see them going Blake Snell, Shohei. If the Brewers go after Shohei, okay. But let's talk about the players, the offers I have. Grichuk, Miguel Castro, just a bullpen arm. Jake Junis, another bullpen arm. Duffy, a bullpen arm, and then Paul DeJong, just in case I need another infielder. And then let me break down this draft for you, because I posted it. I put a little sneak peek out there on Twitter earlier. This was my 5th round pick. I believe it was my 5th round pick. If I remember, I'll put the screenshot on screen so you can see it. It was my second to last pick, Robert Lopez, a potential catcher. He looks absolutely insane. Honestly, he could probably play the outfield too, with that fielding, the reaction. He just doesn't have an arm, but look at the hitting. And my second to last pick in the draft. Are you serious? We also got Sean Bradford. This was my first pick. I just thought outfielder, good fielding, decent speed, good hitting. I mean, we actually had a really good draft. Fabio Marte, 70 overall beat potential. Ken Kenny, what a name. Also, look at his hits per 9 is kind of crazy. And then a couple other youngsters as well. But that's just a crazy draft. Money-wise, we've still got about 65-ish, 70 mil to play with. So I'm probably going to sprinkle in a couple other lower-rated pickups just to have a little bit of depth. But we'll see. I'm kind of interested to see what else I could do with the squad. Like, I don't think I really need Rhys Hoskins. We've got a couple guys that play first base. Mark Hanna, Owen Miller played a little bit of first base, I believe. We've got Rowdy Tellez. I could try to give Keston Hiura some more chances. We'll have to wait and see. But I think this team's set up pretty well. I feel like just a couple pickups here and there go the Brewers' way. So I'm going to pick up Jorge Polanco. Something about this just seems like it would be a little like maybe a Brewers move. You're probably thinking, why would they do that? Well, he can play a couple different spots on the infield. They could potentially need a third baseman just in case they don't feel ready with Tyler Black yet. And I know they like to kind of move a couple players around from time to time, and they like to bring in players like Abraham Toro, Jahmai Jones, and things like that. But Jorge Polanco, when healthy, can be a pretty decent bat, switch hitter, coming up on like a fairly cheap deal that would be expiring fairly soon. Why not take a shot on that? I don't think that the Twins would hold him at like a super high value, and that's why I think it would be something that the Brewers would be slightly interested in. Like, I know it's not a crazy good player, but that kind of fits what the Brewers do. They bring in these guys that a lot of people are sleeping on, and they just make them work in a lineup. So I'm gonna pick up Jorge Polanco. I'm gonna give him Adrian Hauser and Joe Gray, and I feel like he is going to just hop in. He can play against lefties. He can hop in versus righties if a guy starting to slump a little bit, and we'll kind of adjust this as needed. So I don't really know what to do here. I have a feeling Willie Adames is going to be really bad. I'll keep my eye on that. But a lot of lefties. We'll adjust it versus righties as well. I'm kind of just, I was really deep in thought there for a second, trying to figure out what I want to do with this lineup. But looking at the team here, I like it. We got some young guys that I think are going to develop. I think that pickup of Polanco is going to be pretty good. And then what I've done for this year is I'm going to have Brandon Woodruff out. I know it's not elbow surgery. I think it's a shoulder problem that he's dealing with, but we're going to rock with him out for the year. So there's that. And then pitching wise, that means I can call up Lauer for now. I know Jacob Mizorowski's right around the corner. Robert Gasser's another name that could potentially come up for the Brewers, but I'm thinking for now we go like this, and then I need to move up Miguel Castro. I'm going to let Abner Uribe develop a little bit in AAA. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but this is what our team's going to look like. I signed Lucas Giolito. I know, but one season, 14 mil, a little bit more than I really wanted to pay, but I felt like let's take a shot on Lucas Giolito, see what we can do with him, and then we're going to go something like this for the pitching staff, and this is going to be the bullpen. Couple new names, couple familiar faces as well, and then of course we've looked at the lineup. I didn't go too crazy. I didn't really want to switch it up too much because I kind of like what's going on here. So let's look at roster history. Obviously Polanco, Lucas Gilbreth, I got him in the Rule 5 draft, and that's the reason I picked him up was because I needed another lefty. And I felt like when you look at his attributes, yes, the walks per nine's a little low, but I feel like he can give us a season or two. And then looking at the rest of the pickups, you can kind of see what we've got going on here. So like I said, nothing too crazy. Brought in a couple guys out of free agency and stuff like that. And I feel like we've got a pretty good squad starting to come together. So I'm still on the fence about Corbin Burns bringing him back. I feel like what was it, last off season, he had the comments saying that it was, contract talks weren't really progressing, and he kind of felt, I don't want to say disrespected, but he felt like, I've done so well for him that I feel like we should be able to get some sort of agreement going, something along those lines, right? And so I don't know if we bring him back. Is he a guy that the Brewers would bring back on a big contract? The Brewers really aren't known for doing that. Like the Yelich thing was kind of like crazy for the Brewers to take on that contract, but we'll see what we can do here. I like the team. I think we've put together a pretty good squad, so let's see what we can do this first season. We're ranked 12th. I feel like we're a little underrated. Going to the Rays, I'm gonna give him Randall Grichuk for Shane Baz, or is it Baz? I don't think the Rays would do this in real life. Actually, I know they wouldn't do this in real life. Maybe they would, who knows? But I'm gonna pick him up. I'm trying to think maybe more for the future, and I'm also not gonna keep Randall Grichuk. So there's that. Zach Little is on the trade block. I don't want him. I was gonna see if I can convince myself to make that move, but I'm not. So this is a move that I might stash him in AAA for the year. He's having a really good season in AAA, so I'm kind of seeing maybe we stash him in AAA for the season. We call him up next year just in case we lose Burns and Woodruff. I just don't know if we can really afford both of them, so it'll be interesting to see what we could do. But I feel like he can come in, be at the back of the rotation. This would actually be a pretty good pickup for us. So I'm going to make this move. And also that opens up a spot for one of our outfielders because Joey Wiemer can't hit righty. So I can only have him in the lineup versus lefties. So the thing is, I don't think Jackson Churrio's ready either, even though he's absolutely tearing it up in AAA right now. Marcana's also regressing. He is a free agent though. So like, oh man, do I go to Sean Bradford now? He is also doing quite well in AAA. And then do I because my thing is Jackson Churrio 58 versus righties. What was Sean Bradford, 69? What I could do is I could call up Sean Bradford this year and then call up Jackson Churrio next year. The issue is I don't know how we're going to get all these guys into the lineup. And I think Jackson Churrio is just purely outfield. Yeah, he hasn't played infield for like 2 seasons. So I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna figure this out, because the only one that's really struggling is the right fielder. So like, I don't think Bradford has other position eligibility either. He doesn't. That's tough. So the thing is, like, I want Churrio. I'm gonna call up Churrio. We're gonna call up Churrio. And if we really need to, we're gonna turn to Bradford. But I feel like this is pretty good. Plus, Mark Canna's going to leave, so Bradford can hop in. Tyrone Taylor, I don't even know if I'll bring him back. So outfield spots will open up a little bit. So it could be Bradford and Wiemer next year with Churrio, Sal, and Garrett Mitchell in the outfield. I also don't like that we have 3 lefties starting it out here. So I think I'm going to take Terang, lower him in the lineup. And maybe, maybe Willie Adames in the 2 spot? I guess that works. And then we maybe go like this, like that. Yeah, that works, I guess. All right, pitching wise, we're looking pretty good. I need to send down Shane here to AAA, and then we should be good. Otherwise, I think we have like one pitcher that's doing bad, and it's him. I could use Shane at this point. I guess I could try Shane, see how he does. It's not a bad idea. Just use an option, but we're gonna rock with it. Where is he? Colin. Boom, there he is. Out of options. That's okay. He'll pass waivers. All right. I think that's it. I don't want to go too crazy. We're actually doing really well. Bullpen, by the way. Look at that. Everyone's under a 3 ERA. Everyone's under a 2.8 ERA, which is unbelievable. I'm really happy with that. So let's finish off the season. All right, we won the division 92-70. We'll be taking on the winner of the wild card playoff game. So 92-70, top of the division by 3 games. The Cardinals brought it back a little close towards the end of the season. And to be honest, we didn't have the best of last month. We kind of, actually not, it was probably like what, 500 at the end of the month. August was pretty good, but yeah, we kind of cooled off towards September. So Corbin Burns, best whip in baseball. Steven Kwan's on the Diamondbacks now. Okay, who had the most home runs? Let's see here. Acuna and Jordan. All right, let's see as a team where we rank. Ooh, 17th for batting average. What about runs? We are 11th. Okay, so slightly missing out on a top 10 spot for runs. What about pitching though? What about pitching? Where are we? 6th. So just missed out on a top 5 pitching staff in terms of run ERA. So let's see awards. What do we got here? Shohei is your MVP. Had a pretty good year pitching wise. What about hitting wise? He had 42 home runs, 40 doubles, 145 RBIs. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ketel Marte had a season as well. You've got Jordan winning it on the other side. McClanahan and Ohtani are your Cy Young winners. How is Corbin Burns not in the mix? Like, riddle me that, Batman. Where is he? You got Kwan and Jordan batting title winners. Munoz and Josh Hader relievers of the year. And then rookie of the year goes to Miguel Vargas and George Valera. Okay. All right. So let me take a quick peek here because it looks like I need to send down Colin and then I need to call up Miguel Castro. I definitely need to call up Miguel Castro because he had a really good season. And then let me send down Bryce Wilson because he didn't pitch this season. And then who did they probably sent down? What? Canna? Yeah. I mean, he wasn't great, so I understand why they sent him down. Is the extra pitcher worth it? It might be. It might be. Let's see. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. No, let's get Mark Canna. You know he's gonna deliver when we need it most. Let's get rid of Colin right away. That's what was that, a 6 ERA? No thank you. All right, pitching wise, Aaron Ashby, he'll develop. First season's always a little iffy with him. He gets better. He's one of my favorite lefties to pick up in MLB The Show. He'll be fine. Jake Junis was actually really good. If I could get him back for another cheap contract, I'd consider it because that was a really good season. Lucas Gilbreth, have a season too. I told you, let's get a lefty in the bullpen. That's our guy. Chafin, really solid as well. Probably won't bring him back, but can't complain. Former Cub, gotta love him. Miguel Castro had a really good season as well. Pieamps, B potential. Okay. All right, like to see that. And then Devin Williams up to an 88 overall. Looks really solid. 8 blown saves. Not what you'd like to see, but Corbin Burns. I mean, how is that not a Cy Young candidate? That's a crazy season. He wasn't even top 3. Freddie Peralta was also really good this year. Really respectable season. Lucas Giolito. Okay. All right. Okay. Not great. Not great. And then Eric Lauer. I might do this. I might. Oh boy. Not what you want to see from your midseason acquisition. All right. That's probably why we cooled off a little bit at the end of the year. Couldn't win a game with him on the mound. On the bench. Yeah, that's not great either. Victor Caratini wasn't that great. Jorge Polanco was, but we're paying him $6 million. I'm not going to, it's not terrible. And then Joey Weimer improved when we took him out of the lineup versus righty. So that's better at least. Sal, how are we looking? Not bad. Not bad. He'll improve. I'm liking it. I just need the lefty numbers to go up a little bit. But overall, not a bad season at all. Willie Adames actually had a really good season. Really good year. Love to see it. Christian Yelich has got A potential now. That's what I'm talking about. He had a good year. Home run numbers are a little low. But you know what? When you kind of see what he's been doing previous seasons, he's picking it up. Owen Miller was actually really good. Wow. Let's see his numbers. -11 versus lefties. Why? He was really good this season. Rowdy Tellez, not as good. Owen Miller might just be our first baseman. William Contreras, A potential as well. Had a very good year. Garrett Mitchell also had a really solid season. And Jackson Churio, you know what? First year, we'll get better. We'll get better. So I'm going to be patient with him. And Bryce Terang. Yikes. Okay, let me make sure all the lineups are good. We're looking okay. If we lose, it wouldn't surprise me. We do definitely need to strengthen the team a little bit. The Mets are back in the postseason. Okay. And we are going to let Corbin Burns pitch. We're going to let Corbin Burns pitch. And he keeps us alive, which means we got to go to Freddie Peralta and hope that he can do it. and the Mets knock us out. That is unfortunate. All right, let's get to the offseason. The Mets defeat the Mariners. So apparently the Mets just went absolutely crazy. I don't even know how they made the World Series. All right, exclusive negotiations. I didn't realize that Willy Adames and also Rowdy Tellez were also free agents. So the Brewers might actually have some questions that like they really need to answer. They might have a little bit of a tough situation figuring out the pitching. So this is my thing. As you can see, I've got 2 qualifying offers out. Corbin Burnes wants 30 mil a year, regardless of how many years I give him. I don't think the Brewers match that. And like if I was in charge, I would try to bring back Corbin Burnes, but he's probably gonna want a long-term deal. He's 30 years old. He's probably gonna want this to be like his last contract, right? I don't think the Brewers are gonna be willing to offer him a long-term deal on big money. That's just not what the Brewers do. You know, I know he is one of the better pitchers in baseball. I just don't think the Brewers are willing to do that for Corbin Burnes. So, like I said, I'm going to offer the qualifying offer. If he goes to another team, at least we get the draft pick compensation. Brandon Woodruff, I think he's going to be one of those where he probably takes a qualifying offer or he takes a 1-year proven deal to show that he can still be healthy. And then he probably takes like a shorter term money deal, maybe like 3-4 years, that I feel like the Brewers would be willing to do. Or they do like a 1 year with some options. So if he's healthy, he's good to go. They can pick up the option, things like that. So if he picks up the option, cool. If he doesn't, I'm going to try to re-sign him because I feel like I want Brandon Woodruff on the team. I at least want one of the two, right? Willy Adames, 15 mil a season. I don't know if the Brewers would offer that, but I feel like if I'm looking for a shortstop, might as well keep him on the team. Lucas Giolito wants about 14 mil. I think 2 years there. If I'm losing Burnes, I'm willing to spend half of the money on Lucas Giolito if he's going to give us, a 3 ERA. I feel like that's a good return. I feel like that's a good, we're losing Corbin Burnes, but at least we're going to try to keep Woodruff, and at least we're going to try to bring back Giolito. 1 year, 5 mil for Tellez isn't that bad. Chafin, I'm worried he's going to start to regress at 34 years old, so I'm going to let him walk. Lauer, 8 mil is a little bit more than I want to spend, but we'll keep him. Castro, 800K. I feel like that's not a bad deal. 5 mil for a backup catcher isn't bad. And then Jake Junis, 4 mil. So as you can see, our pending offers are already up to 100 or 93 mil, almost 92 and a half. We've only got 173. If I were to throw in another 10 for Burnes, I mean, we'd be up to 100 mil. And we still got to do contracts and arbitration. So like the Brewers actually could be in a tough situation here. So I'm gonna move forward and let's see what happens. I don't really know what to expect. I still got to do arbitration and contracts, so let's do it. Yeah, and Corbin Burnes, 8 years, 243 mil. I just don't see the Brewers matching that offer. So we lost Corbin Burnes, and he goes to a team with a really good pitching staff too. That's kind of crazy. Not gonna like this, but Brandon Woodruff wouldn't re-sign a contract with us. I offered him 10 years. I offered him 15 years. I offered him 7 years. I offered him max deal. It didn't matter what I offered him. He wouldn't re-sign. So I lost out on Brandon Woodruff too. Yeah, I offered him the same amount of money. I offered him more money for longer years. He went to the Diamondbacks. He wouldn't re-sign with us. So yeah, we've got a couple offers out. I think I'm gonna go for Shane Bieber. Bueller's an interesting one. Max Fried's an interesting one. But if I'm looking at some of the guys, Shane Bieber's one of the younger ones available, and I clearly need someone at the top of the rotation now. And for the same amount of money that Brandon Woodruff just signed for, actually less, I'm gonna try to sign Shane Bieber. Actually, I could probably sign him for cheaper. What has he got? 4 years. Can I get away with 3 years? 21. I can. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go 321. I don't like it, but we missed out on our top 2 pitchers. We're ranked about the same as we were last year. Again, I signed a lot of guys that we could potentially bring in if we need to, like just depth signings. But at the same time, I did call up Tyler Black. We brought in Manuel Margot. Essentially, he's like the Tyrone Taylor replacement. We've got Polanco and we got Weimer. And so I'm trying to kind of keep some of these young guys in the team. And I do want to call up, I really want to call up Sean Bradford. The numbers look absolutely insane. The thing is, he could probably replace Margot. He'll probably be a late call up. And then you can kind of see the lineup the same. I might go like that. And then like that. I might do that. I really wish Sean Bradford wasn't an outfielder. That's really what it comes down to. I really wish he wasn't an outfielder. And then pitching rotation wise, obviously we did lose our top two pitchers, which honestly could be a situation that the Brewers face. And so we brought in Bieber, brought back Giolito. I signed John Means. He was available. He's cheap, 12 mil. So we spent what, 32 mil on pitchers, 33, 34, and missed. Yeah, we did lose two of the better pitchers in baseball though. So we'll see what happens. Aaron Ashby is also going to be in the rotation. Eric Lauer is also going to be like our sixth man, but I do still have Shane Baz, and we actually have like Gasser, Mizorowski, and then Fabio Marte, the guy that we drafted. And I've got like 12 relievers on waivers right now. I did sign Caleb Ferguson in case we needed another lefty in the bullpen. In terms of bullpen, Abner Uribe is going to get some time. I like froze on his name. Gilbreth is still here. Jake Junis is back. Paul Sewald was the new pickup that I got. Joe Piamps, and then Devin Williams. Again, besides losing our top two pitchers, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. So I'm hoping this team gets the job done. Let's see how we do. All right, we won the division 89 and 73. We'll be taking on the Cardinals in the division series. Team rankings wise, I know we definitely kind of took a step back. Batting average wise, top 10, which is good. Runs wise, we are 11, so kind of where we were last year. I'm worried about pitching though. I feel like we definitely took a step back this year, and we are 10th. I mean, when you lose two of the best pitchers in baseball, it makes sense. But look at Shane Bieber and John Means. And offensively, Christian Yelich had 200 hits, but no awards, really. Wilmer Flores, man, what's going on here? And then Devers, also MVP, but Acuna won it on the NL side. Cy Young went to Ohtani once again. Freddie Peralta, though, was in the mix. And then Corbin Burns. Yep, all right. Edward Julian wins the batting title along with Acuna. And then Evan Phillips and Munoz are your relievers of the year. Rookie of the year goes to Paul Skeen, who is also with the Mariners. And Rick Law. Okay. All right. Let me take a peek here. Oof. All right. Pitching rotation wise, Fabio Marte didn't pitch at all, even though I called him up in September. But unfortunate. I didn't realize he only has 3 pitches, so he's probably going to end up being a reliever anyways. But I'm going to give him a shot because Aaron Ashby was garbage. And basically everybody else was too. Shane Baz was bad. Mizorowski came up and wasn't too bad, honestly. He wasn't great, though, but he wasn't bad. And also Paul Sewald had a tough season too. So we're rocking with these two. Eric Lauer wasn't great either. You've got Joel Piamps, who was really good. I took him out of the setup role though because he was struggling. You got Gilbreth, who once again was decent. Not as good as last year, but was decent. Caleb Ferguson didn't pitch at all, but I need another arm in the bullpen, so he's going to get a chance. Junis was very good. Abner Uribe was also very good. And then Devin Williams has been unbelievable. Normally he sucks for me, so I'm really happy that he actually performed. Peralta, have a season. Bieber, have a season. Giolito, have a season. And then our 4th starter for the postseason, John Means. I feel like, yeah, our bullpen did let us down a little bit. Some of the guys didn't step up to the plate. But if we're looking for a playoff rotation, I trust those guys. Offensive side of things, Owen Miller, not the best of seasons, so that's unfortunate. Tyler Black, not a bad rookie campaign. We've got Caratini. We've got Sean Bradford, who got called up over Margot, who was hitting like 100. But Sean Bradford probably going to get some ABs moving forward. And then Rowdy Tellez off the bench had 7 appearances. But he's probably going to play first base for us in the postseason. Joey Weimer versus lefties was absolutely insane. Just what I need. Sal cooled off a little bit, but added a little bit of pop to the lineup. So, or his game. So I'm happy about that. Willie Adames cooled off a little bit, but you know what? Really similar to what he did last year. Christian Yelich, also very good season. We got Rowdy Tellez. We've already looked at his numbers. William Contreras also had a good year. 370 on base percentage. Can't knock that at all. Polanco, there we go. I told you. Decent pickup for us. I just need him to do that. Garrett Mitchell was also very, very good. And Jackson Chourio, I think he's going to get replaced. And then Terang, 280? That's what I'm talking about. 350 on base percentage too. I like it. This is no DH, so it doesn't matter who I put in. And then versus lefties. Ooh, what are we looking for here? A first baseman versus lefties. I guess we give it to Miller because we don't. Yeah, I guess we give it to Miller, and then we're gonna rock like that. I think that squad's looking nice though for the postseason. Is every lineup good to go now? That doesn't matter either. We're good to go for the postseason. Taking on the Cardinals. Let's do it. All right, Cardinals lineup. Christian Walker. That's a big addition. That's a really big addition. Anybody else? Who's this? Okay. And Kierstead? Interesting. Pitching looks atrocious, though. Good Lord, how did they make the postseason? I mean, we got to win. What? Okay. Better. And then we hop right into the series against the Braves. So not ideal, especially since the Braves are crazy good. The fact that we had to go 3 games against the Cardinals is crazy. We know what the Braves are, man. They're too good. It's crazy. Alrighty, John Means, please. Good start. Then a loss, though. That's not good. A win? Taking on the Dodgers. Okay. Taking on the Dodgers. What do they have? It is getting so hot in my office right now. My hands are like wet. My hands are so wet. It is so gross. But I don't want to turn the fan on just in case the mic picks it up. Let's... Ohtani, man. Bregman? What? Are you serious? Okay. Peralta's going game 1. I know not the best of postseason so far. I mean, 16-1, the offense woke up. We lose the second, though. That's tough. And the third. But we win it. We're equal. Peralta, bring us back. One more game, Bieber. I need it. Please, Giolito, please. We're taking on the Rays in the World Series. Let's go see what the Rays are up to with their squad. Caminero, Rosarena, Austin Meadows. Okay. Interesting. I mean, the pitching we know is going to be good. So I feel like we can outscore this team. We just need our pitching to be where it, like at its best. So this was Giolito. I feel like now we can go back to Peralta, Bieber, Giolito. I think that's what we do, right? Oh, wait, I have Bieber going now. Let's go like this. I mean, the team's doing well. Pitching's doing well. We need the offense to wake up. Let's do it. World Series. McClanahan has an 8 ERA this postseason. We got to do something here. That's a good start. That's a better start. Game 3. There we go. John Means on the mound for game 4 away at the Trop. I like it. John Means. Ooh, man, they got a righty lineup, huh? I don't like the matchup, but we'll see what we can do against Eflin here. We just need the offense to be better than their offense, essentially. That's what we need, because they've got a squad. But, oh, man, this is pitcher's duel, huh? Yes, Sal. That's what I'm talking about. Better call Sal, not Saul. Sal. All right, double for Yandy, and then, of course, a Rosarena ties it up. Runners on the corners. We get out of it with the strikeout. We've only had 1 hit, so that's a good start. A walk, a base runner. We need that. There we go. Garrett Mitchell, 99 speed on second. Sean Bradford, bring him in. Or not. Bryce Terang, bring him in. Okay, at least we have the lead. So, good. Sal, Willie Adames gets on base. Yelich is 0 for 3 on the day. That is kind of gross. You don't want that from your superstar outfielder. But let me tell you, John Means is delivering when we need it. And first and second for Willie Adames. Yelich? At least we got the run in. John Means, keep it going. Just kidding. Let's take him out. Let's go. 8th inning. Let's go Abner. Sack fly brings in 1, but he gets out of it. Here we go. Top 9. No insurance. It's going to come down to Devin Williams. Can he not blow this? Please. John Means, MVP. That's what I'm talking about. World Series. Who's the award winner? Owen Miller. And Polanco. Postseason. Oh, wow. He had a crazy postseason. Woo. Really quickly, talking about the squad. You can see the starters held it down. The bullpen too. I mean, look at that. Look at that bullpen. That is gross. Sorry, Devin Williams. That's fine. And then the lineup. Willie Adames was good. Yelich was good except for that last game. And who else? Polanco, Garrett Mitchell, Sean Bradford was okay, and Bryce Terang was as well. But we won. We won the Brewers a World Series, sweeping the Rays, and that's what we had to do. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content, and if you want to see another rebuild, click the link on screen. I think you'll really enjoy it.